Susie Ellison of the South Carolina Specialty Foods Association. You just get to know so many people, and they are all excited because they're doing something that it's like something that the family's been doing or that they've come up with. And so tell us about what's going on tonight.
Well, we have cocktails, and we are in the very heart of lake, pool, and beach season, and that's followed by the tailgate season that rolls right into the holiday season. So that's why
and
we
then,
have
thank goodness there's Lent. We'll take a break.
That's right.
Or some of
That's
us
right.
will.
A little dry out, but that's why we have Katie here to
Okay.
show us what to do.
Well, Katie, we are delighted to have Ace Basin Cocktail Company, and tell us. Tell us a little bit about your father. I think this is kind of something that he was interested in. What's his name?
Yeah, Mark Langdon, and he's sort of the mind behind all of this. About 12 years ago, he created the original recipe.
Now, y'all like to go to Edisto, is that right? That's
We
where
do.
the Ace Basin comes. Okay, so y'all be down that Edisto, and of course, I guess a gin and tonic, maybe.
Absolutely,
Yeah, okay.
if necessary.
And he just thought he could do it better than what came from the store.
And he could, it turns out. So yeah, we've been enjoying these for over a decade, and we thought it was time to share it with everybody else.
Well, let's see. First, we've got some examples of your product here. We've got 2 bottles, so I guess there's a difference because the labels are different.
There is. So our original bottle is sweetened with pure cane sugar.
Cane sugar. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But we also have a low-calorie option that's a no sugar added.
If somebody, for medical reasons or just because they think that they want to look better in their bathing suit,
That's right.
to choose that.
That's
okay.
right.
And I think, Susie, you've got some examples in front of you, and maybe you and Katie can talk about some of the ingredients her daddy uses. There's one, I think, that makes it, it's necessary for a tonic.
Where the quinine? Is that
That's
the
right.
bark?
And
It
that's
is.
Get you to explain.
It is. So the unique ingredient in tonic syrup and tonic water is quinine. And nowadays, tonic syrup is just used as a cocktail mixer, but traditionally it was a medicine. So the quinine turns out treats and prevents malaria.
So that's why it was so in India and where the British
Yes,
were.
exactly. Going back and forth to India, the British colonials had to take their tonic in order to prevent malaria.
So with the famous British gin.
That's right, and it's very bitter. Quinine's very bitter.
Oh.
So in order to make it a little more palatable, to taste a little better, it was usually sweetened and usually mixed with gin.
Okay.
Hence the gin and tonic.
Okay. So where do y'all get that?
So the Ace Basin Cocktail Company, we actually extract the quinine naturally from the bark of the cinchona tree.
My goodness.
And so we include that in our cooking process. And so as it steeps with we've got juniper berries, allspice berries. We add juices of the lime, lemon, grapefruit, also the oils from the zest, lemongrass.
Goodness.
Yeah, and it's all.
This is a complicated recipe, isn't it, Susie?
Sure is.
Yeah.
A lot of ingredients.
Yeah. Well, I understand that the end results are pretty good.
They are.
And let's talk about some of the things that, because you're not just limited to a gin and tonic.
Not at all.
Okay.
In fact, not at all. It is our signature drink,
Yes.
the gin and tonic. So we've got some examples here.
Oh, here's one already ready.
That's it.
Oh.
So that's our gin and tonic. We would make it with just a ½ ounce of Langdon's original tonic, and then 2 ounces of your gin of choice. We've used Conniption gin, which comes from our neighbors up in Raleigh.
Oh,
from
not across
Raleigh.
the ocean. This is a a southern.
It sure is.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Well, it
and-
feels good in my hand.
I know. And even better when you take a
I
sip
can
of
imagine.
it.
Okay.
And so we finish it off with a little bit of seltzer water,
Okay.
and some ice and a lime
So the
wedge.
way these work, instead of getting a bottle that's all fizzy, the tonic itself is just neutral and it's not effervescent. So you put that in, then to get that zip, you put to get the fizz, you
Yeah.
put in the seltzer water.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the tonic syrup is just a concentrated
Yeah.
syrup,
Okay.
and then added with the seltzer water. That's what makes tonic water.
Yeah. Okay. And then this thing in the little copper mug just
Yeah.
looks perfectly charming, and I like the way it's frosted up. What's in there?
So that is our low Country Mule. It is again a ½ ounce of the Langdon's original tonic, and 2 ounces of our good friends over at Striped Pig Distillery in Charleston.
Oh, this is a local.
It is.
Wow.
It sure is.
Striped Pig
Striped
Distillery.
Pig, yes.
Phew.
Yep, and so 2 ounces of that. And then also made and bottled in Charleston is Cannonboro ginger beer.
Yeah, and I've seen they make several different soft drinks.
They do.
Yeah, yeah.
They sure do.
And I bet that's just delicious.
Yes, we top it off with that. Again, a lime wedge and some ice, and it's fantastic.
Susie, what would we do without limes?
I don't know. Gotta have limes.
I know. Yeah.
Anybody
yeah.
that knows me knows about that. That'll get a few giggles tonight.
Well, Susie, I think that you have been sitting here patiently waiting to make a cocktail. So y'all two get together and let's
We're
make a
going to make
cocktail.
a rising tide.
Okay, now tell me what that is.
So the Rising Tide, we paired up
It sounds
with...
kind of oceany.
It is. It's very tropical.
Okay.
Perfect for summer.
Okay.
So we paired up with Blue Chair Bay rum.
And this has it's coconut.
Yep, we use their
Flavor?
coconut rum. They have
Coconut
several
rum.
different flavors, but we use the coconut
Okay.
rum for this one.
So that's good for something tropical for summer. Yeah.
We have the coconut and then pineapple little.
Okay. All right. So we're going to put
So-
a glass up there.
Yeah, and just like every delicious cocktail, it starts with half an ounce of Langdon's Original Tonic. So we'll add that.
All righty.
This one also,
So this is very concentrated.
it is.
It lasts a long time.
It
You can
does.
make a lot
Actually,
of drinks
you
out of
can
that
make
bottle.
about 32 drinks
Oh, my
out of one
Lord.
bottle.
Gosh.
Yeah. And this one we love because it uses Basil simple syrup, which sounds really exotic, like it would be difficult to find, but in fact, we made this. You can make it using basil right out of your garden
Okay.
and in a simple syrup.
Wonderful.
And
so that's going to be the sweetness.
And so we add a half ounce of that, and then we've got about 3/4 of an ounce of pineapple juice.
Oh, this is getting more and more tropical, isn't it, Susie?
Yeah. And then our Blue Chair
The good stuff.
Bay coconut rum, and we'll do about 2 ounces of that.
Smells like suntan lotion.
It smells like the beach and
Oh.
palm trees. That's a little good for good measure. And then we top that off with a little bit of seltzer water,
Okay.
and then we need to grab our ice out of a little bit of ice, a lot of ice in the South,
Gotta have ice.
and then we
Half a drink,
garnish.
half ice.
That's right.
Okay, that looks perfect.
And our pineapple and our lime.
Oh, gosh. Isn't that fun?
And
Rising tide.
right out of our garden again, a little fresh basil.
Oh,
there.
it just looks wonderful. It really does. Uh-huh.
It tastes great.
Very refreshing, huh?
Yeah. Now, since this is the signature drink, let's show people how y'all used to make it. You said your dad's a doc, I think. And so he wanted y'all to be precise, but you didn't always have a jigger handy. And so
Yeah.
y'all had Tervis tumblers.
We did.
And they would conveniently had lines on them. Is that right?
It works perfectly.
That is too
so
funny.
before we had all of our fancy bartending tools.
You'd be sitting on down at your porch on Edison.
That's right, and we needed a gin and tonic. So here's our new measuring tool. So, and it turns out to be just right. So, oh, I don't even need that. Half an ounce of Langdon's Original Tonic, which turns out to be right at the first line
That is
of
just
Tervis tumbler.
Okay.
And then using your rum of choice, again, we're going to use the conniption. And
Now this is the vodka, the
gin.
gin. Yeah, let's
So
keep our-
2 lines.
You got too many choices up here.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't it great?
This is our North Carolina gin.
It is. It is.
There are 2 lines. Okay,
Yep.
so now to the 3rd line. Okay.
And then we top that off with
Our nice fizzy
our nice fizzy
seltzer water.
seltzer water, maybe a smidge more.
All right.
And our ice. And this is what we all need to.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, that ice makes it. Look, that's fun. Oh boy.
All righty.
Susie, you got to behave till after the show.
Ah, it's just tough. It's tough.
It's tough.
There it is.
Oh gosh, that's fun. How delightful. Oh.
Makes everybody thirsty, I hope.
Yeah, it does. And I think this is wonderful because you don't have to have all these bottles that go flat. This stays fresh.
It
And you
does.
can just open a small little can of the seltzer water, and then this can make so many different cocktails.
Absolutely.
Do y'all have a website that talks about other cocktails that you can make with
do.
this and gives these recipes as well?
Absolutely. So all of our recipes and information would be on acebasinccocktailco.com.
Ace Basin Cocktail Co. like co.com. Okay.
And also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
My word in heavens. And now there's one that we didn't make tonight that you said is a favorite of yours from Bermuda or something?
Bermuda. It's the Dark and Stormy, and I think that's featured on there.
And you said y'all have an alternative name?
Well, we call it Hugo.
Hugo. Oh my Lord, that was a dark and stormy time for South
was.
Carolinians. Yeah, yeah. Well, Susie, tell us if people want to know more about some of the other wonderful people who have joined your organization and the passion that's exhibited by
Well,
these
they
gals
are
here.
certainly on the website. It's
Yeah.
scsfa.org. Or if you have problems, you can type in South Carolina Specialty Foods.
That's the easiest thing
It'll
for me.
direct you there.
Okay, and I think, a lot of times in the summer we're visiting, and you want to take a hostess gift, and I don't think anything is more welcome than something that's from the state that we represent. And the things
I
that
couldn't agree more,
I just
and
think that's the perfect solution to that problem.
by early fall, we're going to have a whole new catalog that's updated,
Wonderful.
and it's going to be very, very pretty. Our girl Stephanie Finnegan at the Department of Agriculture is going to lay it out.
But what a great hostess gift to take something that represents the very best and the spirit of South Carolinians.